Hello, my name is Dale. Well, hi. If you want to find anything about me, go to MySpace, Facebook, or Twitter, where I have accounts. Right now, I'm located in northern Florida, and should be here a couple more weeks at the most. This year's about Sara Palin, as to why do so many people on the left hate this woman, the former governor of Alaska, and the vice presidential candidate with John McCain for the 2008 election. It's really not that difficult to know why. Uh, Before I continue, let me state that I do like this lady. If she wins the Republican, she runs for president, wins the Republican nomination, I would vote for her over a Democrat any day of the week, because the Democrats they don't seem to have anybody but socialists and communists that run anymore. Uh, Simply put, Sara Palin isn't part of the left-wing elite. She doesn't believe in abortion. She doesn't support socialism or Marxism. A socialist or Marxist agenda is how I should say it. She just doesn't fit the criteria of what the militants on the left want. To them, Hillary Clinton was more, of a choice, even though Obama beat her out, because she believes in abortion. That's really is what it's around, and it seems like nobody, including the Fox Network, seems to have yet figured this out. That's what the primary part of it is. It's amazing at the hatred and the of the left towards this woman. It's purely demonic. Purely demonic. Their hatred for her and their hatred for Bush is purely demon-inspired. There's no way to put it. If you don't believe in demons, look at some of these people on the left. Look at the thugs at MSNBC or CNN. And I think we've learned in this election, just like we learned during the Clinton era, that the feminists in America, they're the biggest hypocrites in America when it comes to feminism and equal rights for women, because they don't seem to think that women of opposing views of what they oppose or support is really permissible. To them, when they were marching in the 60s and 70s, I believe what they believed was that equal rights, and their marching and all that would bring all women to one political togetherness, let's say, or one mind. They would become one. I don't think they ever imagined that most women, over 50%, would be conservative. I don't think that ever occurred to most of them. Because they probably look at themselves. Well, look, we gave you equal rights. We fought against all the sexism in America, and this is how you reward us. Well, in the 90s, the feminists did not come to the defense of women that were accusing Clinton of rape and sexual harassment. Whether true or not, you didn't see any feminists do anything, because Bill Clinton was politically correct. He was supporting their agenda. As long as he supports their agenda, like the late Edward Kennedy did, they can do anything they want. They can be serial killers. They can be serial rapists. They wouldn't care. Just support our agenda. And that's the way it is with many black leaders of the 60s and 70s. Is they believe that as black Americans began to become more equal, be treated like human beings for once, that they would all be of one mind. They'd all be to the left. There would be no dissenters, and they're shocked to find out that's just not the case. So the chains on a lot of black Americans are still on, because they're harassed. They're afraid to come out and say, I'm a conservative, or I don't believe as Obama does. They're afraid that it might get beat up, their house burned down, or something like that. In most cases, that won't happen. But that's what many of them believe, and so they're silent. And so they're still in chains. But this time it's not a white master, it's a black master that's holding them in chains and will not let them be free to speak their mind. Some will move to out of certain areas so they can be free, so they can say what they want to say. But fortunately, most black Americans are no longer afraid of the whites, and they're no longer afraid of their own kind, who harass them or will not have anything to do with them anymore if they don't believe as they do. But as far as Sara Palin, she just didn't go to Harvard, she didn't go to Yale, she didn't go to these, Colgate, where you have a lot of Marxist and socialist professors. She doesn't belong to the in crowd. Remember the media, primarily the left wing, they like the in crowd. They like most of the politicians coming from within, unless they're radical like Obama, or Marxist. That's primarily why. It's a fact that she is pro-life. She's a pro-life woman that can do everything that the left wing imagined a pro-choice woman would do as president or running for president. See, that's what it really comes down to. I'll say it again. Sara Palin is everything what the feminists believe a pro-choice presidential candidate and president would be. She can just about do it all. She can have a family. She can go out hunting. She can skin a moose. She can kill one, of course. Um, she can do just about anything. It's absolutely amazing what this lady can do, and it's, you know, a lot of men couldn't keep up with this lady. That's what it comes down to, and that's what even the Fox Network hasn't, I don't think, has yet caught on. She's just the opposite of what the feminists dreamed of, what the left wing dreamed of as their dream first woman presidential candidate and president. That's what it comes down to. They just got to have somebody that believes in abortion. You know, you have to remember that Margaret Sanger, a socialist and a person who gave the Nazis a lot of ideas about genocide, is their hero. That's Hillary Clinton's hero, and that's Diane Sawyer of ABC News. I think she's ABC News now. That's her hero. A woman who hated black people, who hated Jews, who hated Christians, and yet these are the same people that claim that we don't believe in racism, and yet they embrace one of the biggest racists of the 20th century. Not the biggest, but among the biggest. Anyway, the hatred that I've seen for Sarah Palin is purely demonic. It's amazing what the left wing do. It's amazing what the people at MSNBC do. I had to just not even turn there anymore because they one time had a picture of her dressed as looking like a jackass or something, with one of those little hats or something. That's how much hatred. MSNBC, they're purely like the UN. They're purely demonic, completely demon-inspired, completely demon-possessed. It seems like sometimes. It's kind of like Jesse Ventura, who I used to like. Some of his followers, you know, I was reading this on Facebook where his followers were using some of the most profane words about Sarah Palin when Jesse Ventura a couple weeks ago was on Larry King, they said, and they're going to talk about Sarah Palin, and his supporters on there calling her things that I can't even repeat. It's amazing that the left wing in America continues to try to pass themselves off as a bunch of lovey-dovey, peace-loving people, although there are many that are, but there's a lot that are just purely demon-possessed. These people are filled with hatred, just pure hate and violence. So far, all the violence since Obama's been president pretty much come from the left. You know, SEIU beating up on a black man there at a town hall meeting. It's just absolutely amazing, and yet the media tries to act like it's right-wingers. I got some news for you. Almost 300 to half a billion people have been murdered by the left wing since the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution. I don't know of any right-wingers that have committed genocide of even 1 million people, even 100,000. And if you say Hitler, well, I got some news for you. Hitler wasn't a right-winger. Hitler was a socialist. He was a left-winger. Remember, he even signed a peace treaty with a communist, the Soviet Union, Stalin. So, my main message here is that, and I wish the Fox would catch this, is that the hatred for Palin is simply due to the fact that, at least with the feminists, she's the opposite of what they dreamed about as their dream candidate and president. You know, the first woman president should be for abortion, for socialism, if not communism. And Palin is everything that, but she just happens to be pro-life and believes in democratic values and is a conservative. And that's not what they dreamed about. See, she's ruining their dreams, their fantasies. She's destroying it. And that's what their hatred's about. That's also a lot of these sissy men that are on the left. That's what their fantasy and their dreams are about the same thing, you know. And Sarah Palin doesn't fit that bill. If she would just been a Democrat, a socialist, a Marxist, and must be pro-choice, must want to kill babies, must want to make sure that the black population in America stays low, because that's what abortion was originally set up for. If you don't believe me, read the biography of Margaret Sanger. Read the letters that she's written. But that's what it comes down to. It comes down to that Sarah Palin is interrupting their fantasy, their dreams of the perfect female presidential candidate and president. Somebody that can do it all, but she must be to the left. She must embrace socialism, communism, and she must be pro-choice. There's no other way around it. That's what it really comes down to. And hopefully someday, somewhere, somebody in the media will realize this. Hopefully, be soon.